Larry, and we're super excited to be here tonight. We've actually made a major shift just kind of in the last couple of days, but really today we've made some big decisions, I think, as far as moving our company forward. And so basically, I'm feeling really, really frustrated right now because my business is on the brink of extreme explosion of growth and a bright future, and I'm feeling very frustrated. I'm feeling very frustrated about my government actually, and right now I feel that just the basic climate and the mindset in the community where I live and basically all of North America, I'm very frustrated with it. So I'm feeling compelled to make some big changes in the next couple months. And so that was my son asking what I'm talking about. I guess he's not aware that I'm broadcasting live on the internet. So maybe I should have told him ahead of time. But that was my plan.
Hi, James.
Anyway, so what do you have to add?
A lot. As you were saying earlier, I guess it wasn't live. What you said about the culture in North America right now seems to be more focused on. It's a different way of life. And what I was saying earlier before we went on air was that the North American or the American dream that we grew up knowing and learning about and how things were in the past has really changed over the years, so that a lot of disruptive technology is not being supported by North Americans as much as it would have been, say, in the days of Henry Ford and Thomas Edison and Andrew Carnegie, these types of folks. It was a whole different climate back then. But now with the global economy, in the business of alternative energy and disruptive technology, what we're seeing in our travels is when we were in I think
what I'm seeing is the reflection of your computer in your glasses. It's really distracting me from what you're saying. Sorry.
How about the reflection of the computer in my eyeballs? Okay, do you want me to keep on track here? What I was saying was that these disruptive technologies that we know are out there, like ourselves, are not getting a lot of support in North America. However, in our travels, when we went to Germany for Intersolar, when we went to Dallas, I had a very different feeling when we were in Dallas. Although we didn't have the machinery and the intellectual property that we have today, when we did go to Dallas in 2011, I felt the vibration in Dallas was very, very, I wouldn't say stale, but there wasn't a lot of really new, exciting technologies to look at. And then when we went to Germany, after we came back home, we ended up going to Germany the next year to see what the European market was like for alternative energy in regards to solar and other disruptive technologies. And there was so much more interest and so much more activity in the European market, including Africa and the Middle East, that it just kind of made my head spin around, because we ended up going, when we did go to Germany, so that people understand what I'm talking about, with King Sunshine Solar Systems, that's kingSSS.ca, our website, is that when we went to Germany, we actually brought with us the new electric crown for making electricity. And we didn't have that when we went to Dallas. However, when we did go to Germany with it in 2012, it was very brand new. It was a very new piece of equipment. We had just started following our PCT, and we were new to our own technology, so discussing it with people was a very interesting thing. But I clearly remember someone pointing out that, yeah, you're from a country where the solar technology and renewable energy technology in North America was very much in its infancy, as they say. And so now that we've been back and digesting this over the past few years as we continue to work on our project, what we've been doing with our new marketing strategies that you've learned with the Empower Network, tools that you've gained and has opened up so many windows and doors for us to look around the rest of the world, especially the Asian market is just mind-blowing. The amount of support for disruptive technology there is none. And what I was saying earlier when we were offline is as I was driving around today, I was in the recycle truck today picking up recycling, and I was driving around thinking to myself about what we were going to be talking about tonight. And it dawned on me that I got this feeling that in North America we might be, there might be this governmental, I guess, initiative or agenda for us to ignore this disruptive technology or alternative energies, because we still have an abundance of gas and oil. And so I started thinking that, well, maybe the government's agenda here is to let's keep using gas and oil and coal until it's all gone, let's say in 20 years, 30 years. And when it's all dwindling, then our government will go out and invest in a whole bunch of alternative energy because we won't have anything else. And their attitude could be, or their mindset might be, well, in 20 years, the cost of all these technologies will be very low. You know, kind of like when CDs came out, they used to be very expensive, like $26. I can remember paying for a CD when the technology first came out. As all new technologies come out, they're very expensive. And then after 10 years or so, they either get replaced by something new or their cost goes down. I'm not an economics major or anything like that. I know a lot about the economics behind the demographics and all that stuff. But it kind of makes you wonder in the country that we're living in why there is not that. Although Barack Obama is doing quite a bit, you know, he had a rough start with Solyndra, but it's apparently the Americans are starting to invest a little bit more into alternative energies. Not as much as the rest of the world, though. And what my point is kind of that this disruptive technology is getting a lot more support by people in the Middle East, people in Africa, people in Asia, far more than North America, including Brazil. Like I know Brazil is moving quite rapidly towards alternative energy as well. So that's kind of the way I've been thinking about this all day, and really didn't have the time to discuss that prior. So that's kind of where my head is at, and I got to agree with you with what you were saying earlier, where yeah, we might have to make some major corporate decisions as to how we're going to get our disruptive technology to market.
So the thing that I'm struggling with is that I'm learning all this amazing stuff through Project AWOL. It is focused on marketing, but like the more valuable stuff about it is just communication and having a positive mental attitude. And I'm just so frustrated right now because I've had this amazing opportunity come my way, and I've only really had, outside of Larry, I've only had one person say, good for you. Everyone else has looked at the opportunity that has presented itself and been just insufferably negative about it. Oh, be careful. It might be a scam. And I'm just so sick of this lack mentality of everybody thinking that there's so much malice out there in the world, et cetera, and I'm so frustrated right now because...
Yeah, it's like they're preoccupied with ulterior motives. I know what you're saying.
Well, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just definitely we're thinking outside of the box and we're doing something different. And people are resistant to change, and they are stuck in their ways, and they
Mhm.
are, I guess they're very likely just as frustrated with me as I am with them because I'm here trying to change things and make things better, and they just want things to stay the same, and they see me as a threat, and they are,
We're kind of
I'm
like a
not
drop
trying
of oil
at
in the
all.
oil patch, eh? Wouldn't you say we're kind of like a drop of oil in the oil patch? They don't mix, because people should know that we are in the,
Drop
the
of water.
heart.
Drop of water.
Sorry, did I say oil? Right.
Yeah.
A drop of water is what I meant to say, but I blew that one. In the oil patch in Alberta, and most people I think understand the abundance of uh, hydrocarbon products we have here in Alberta and in northern Saskatchewan. It's a very large amount. I think it's a third amount of the world, and so it's very hard for us to navigate that and get support when everybody's going, buy oil, buy it, let's support oil, let's get oil out of the ground even faster, and let's burn more oil as we have lots of it. So let's burn as much of it as we can. Like it blows my mind that we were told that it costs 2 barrels of oil to produce 1 barrel of oil, which to me is like, well, why are we doing that? You're going to burn it up just pulling it out of the ground. Why don't we wait? So, anyways, that's kind of another topic. But I understand your frustration, and I think uh, I just I just noticed the picture of Jesus Christ on behind you on the wall just kind of lit up for a moment there, and then it's gone white. That just kind of freaked me out when we were just talking about that. Anyways, it's almost like the photograph just lit up and said hello, or the painting, whatever that is behind you. But I understand your frustration. Like we've seen it even with our banking system here in Canada compared to, if you look at more of the international banking sites for business, some of the Asian banks out there are just, it's all business. It's business, 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 and very little information about personal banking. Where in North America, it seems to be almost the opposite. It's a real different culture in North America than I guess it's not really. It's more support. I shouldn't say it's not really supportive of entrepreneurs. It's more supportive of energies that are not are more hydrocarbon based. You lost your sound there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm super frustrated. Like, for a good example is this is our week anniversary of this hangout talking about disruptive technology. This is number 7, so we've done 7 days in a row, and I've been every day. There's a bunch of noise going on your end. Have you been here every? There's a bunch of noise, like you're shaking keys or something over there. Can you either mute yourself or stop doing that?
Sorry about
And
that.
there's a bunch of noise over there if you like shaking keys or something. That's better. So anyway, we've been running this hangout for like a week now, and the only guest that we've had thus far is a gentleman who actually wants to partner with us and do some work for us, and he's from India, Japan, and I'm so happy for Japan, and I'm so grateful for him because he's obviously very, in my opinion, a very wise individual, because what we're doing is, I think, and all disruptive technology out there is very, very full of opportunity for people. And so this is a frustration that I have in North America. that I'm thinking that I would actually, I'm quite certain from my time that I spent in Thailand. I got to be in the airport in Hong Kong during layovers, and from what I saw is that people there are much, much more hungry for opportunity than here. Here, everybody sees limitations in everything. In my community here in Canada, everything is a scam. Every opportunity that you present to people, there is a huge, huge percentage of people that say, oh, that's a ripoff, that's a pyramid scheme, that's a scam, I don't want nothing to do with it. And the people here seem very, very resistant to opportunity as compared to other places in the world. So an example I can give is just out in the workplace here in North America. Um, I've seen companies struggling a lot with turnover with their staff. People don't feel obligated to show up on time, if at all. They don't feel obligated to call in and let their employers know that they're going to be unavailable, or also twice twice in like just in the last couple of years, I've heard or seen people sleeping on the job. And yeah, I'm thinking that I'm quite certain that in a country like Thailand, or probably almost any country over in Asia, that doesn't happen. These people are hungry for opportunity. They are working their butts off, and for very, very minimal pay in comparison to the compensation that's experienced here in North America. I guess my main point is that people here are spoiled, and they are brainwashed by TV, and they look for limitations. They do not look for opportunity, and I've just about had enough of it. And so I uh, I I think that it's safe to say that we have together made the executive decision that we want to move our operations overseas. I want to work with people somewhere in Asia where I know that people are hungry for opportunity, where I know I will get an honest day's work out of any employees that I find there. What do you have to say about that, Larry?
Well, I think there is there is some organizations where people have to actually go into work. I do have some friends that work pretty hard on their 9 to 5 jobs, and I understand that there are those people that don't take their work seriously. I guess it's all a matter of different generations. Um, but yeah, it's the Y generation or X, whatever. I think it's the Y generation is uh, um, it's a new generation. It's a new way of thinking,
Yeah, I
and
don't think it's the issue of the generation at all. Not at all. I think that you can go and you can find people here that are not lazy, that are hard workers, definitely, for sure. And definitely in the older generations, you find more of them. However, I believe that when you get into Asia and stuff, and places where people are actually poverty stricken, across all boards, across all age groups, you'll find hardworking individuals that want opportunity. Whereas here, there are people that are, I don't know that those hardworking people are very open-minded to opportunity. Those 9 to 5 people that you're talking about, that your friends that are working very, very hard, they are working hard for their money. However, how I see them spending it, they're not looking for opportunity to invest. They're looking for ways to escape, going quadding, going camping, basically just burning down Mother Nature for their recreation. I don't connect to the culture here. I'm just super frustrated. If anybody can't tell, I'm a little frustrated, and I'm ready to abandon ship. What do you think, Larry?
I think there's definitely more validity in Asian manufacturing facilities. Seems to be far more, like you say, hungry is a good term. They're very gung ho. You know, it's an old. I think it's a Japanese expression which we've adopted in North America in some aspects. They're definitely working harder because that's just the way they are right now. And that's why we were talking about earlier about a lot of the American industries have gone to Asia, and simply for this reason that we're discussing right now. Now, as a business that's about to, well, I think I'm quite certain that our business is finally, after 6 or 7 years, finally ready to take off. That now we're entering that realm of the same experiences that a lot of the American manufacturers have encountered in the United States and in Canada as well. And whether or not it was a free trade agreement that triggered this all starting, or just the way the world turns and the global economy, you can't hide from the fact that there's a lot of North American technology being manufactured overseas in Asian countries. It seems to just be the way it's going, and I agree. I'm frustrated with it as well. Like trying to get things done. I think as far as product development, which is my department, it's very difficult to get on the phone with somebody or try to get on the phone with somebody in North America and get an answer on a part that you're looking for. I know recently I've been talking to 2 different American suppliers. I'm not sure where they get their products from, but it's been like pulling teeth trying to buy something for our machine. Whereas when I contacted an Asian company out of China for identical parts, they had them shipped to me as free samples. They sent more than I wanted. Just why did they send them like that? Because they want our business. And I respect that. I've always respected that work ethic from a business. And if it's not happening here in North America, then it's not. And I'm not saying all over the place. I notice that it is an issue that it's not happening, but there are a lot of American and Canadian companies that are working at things to get the job done, especially in internet technology. There's a lot of activity and a lot of work being done in that area. Not the physical manufacturing stuff, though, but I think there's a lot of activity with the IT and a little bit of manufacturing. And I'm sure if you looked up Stats Canada, went to Stats Canada, all the facts and figures are there if you want to know more about it. But just from a businessman's point of view, that's very frustrating to think of what we've done in 6 years. And I was, I guess, fantasizing what it would have been like to do the same work in a country like Malaysia or Japan or China, for that matter. I think we would have been years ahead, having gone over there. I'm a 3rd generation Canadian. I love my country, but I feel we've really got to grab the bull by the horns again and hey, let's get going, because we're falling way behind. Yeah. And so that's pretty much I feel the same way as you do about that whole issue.
So yeah, to link back to what you were saying, something that Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich is going the extra mile. And yeah, I see that a big part of why the North American manufacturing sector has shrunk to the point is I used to drink the Kool-Aid, and I used to be one of those people that would nod along with the the Grump Club talking about how, oh, they're coming here and stealing our jobs and da 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 da. Well, all the Filipinos that are flooding into my community, they're taking the jobs that nobody here wants. Nobody here is willing to do those jobs. And then on top of that, it's like obvious that I didn't see before, but now as a business owner, I can obviously see how the workforce that we have created here, they don't go the extra mile. And so as a business owner, to me, it makes a lot more sense to go and work in and set up our manufacturing in Asia. Like, I kind of hate to say it because, like I said, I used to be one of the people that was all like, oh, we should be buying locally made and locally grown and all this kind of stuff. But there's a good reason why we're not, and it's because the local production of most of the manufactured goods out there is not cost effective for doing business. And it's because our citizens, basically on a whole, not, of course there's exceptions to the rule, but on a whole, and just like naturally people and nature, animals, were naturally lazy. So there usually has to be a strong desire to achieve something before we'll really put in the effort. And over in Asia, like we keep coming back to this word of hungry, like literally in places in Asia, the people are literally hungry, where they, you know, they don't have money to be able to better their lives. And so to me, it just seems like a lot better way to do business in a place where people are looking for the opportunity and you can provide them with jobs and stuff. And like, we could create jobs here, and I'm sure there will be lots of jobs created in North America through our particular disruptive technology. However, I don't think it'll be in the manufacturing, because it's just not cost effective, and that's why pretty much all of North America's manufacturing has been outsourced mostly to Asia, because it's cost effective. And so definitely there will be some highly skilled jobs for installation and maintaining the equipment, but my dream of setting up a manufacturing facility on my farm here in Alberta, I think, died today. I really think it did, after being told for the multiple time that people in Asia are trying to scam me, when what they're really doing is trying to help me, by people who don't know what they're talking about but think that they're smarter than me because they have a paper on the wall, which is okay. They do have some resources that I don't have, definitely, as far as knowledge of finances, etc., etc. But I know that I can hire experts that know as much or more than they do about finances to help me operate my business. And there's no reason for them to be what's the word? There's no reason for them to be doubting my intelligence, because I'm a business owner. I'm not an employee at somebody else's business. So it's very frustrating. Yeah, okay, I didn't get a formal education. I have a picture of Jesus on the wall instead of a plaque with my name on it saying that I went to some fancy school. But that the fact that I didn't go to a fancy school does not diminish my intelligence. And I just feel very frustrated with people doubting my judgment as a business owner when they're employees for somebody else's business. I'm just like so frustrated right now that totally killed my dream of having a manufacturing facility on my farm today. It died. That dream died. Because of someone at the bank like telling me that I'm being scammed by people in Asia that are actually trying to help me in my business because they actually care about the environment. And I'm being told this by some lady who's probably out right now in some campground burning down the forest and crushing plants with her ATV. And so that's all, whatever. I have to accept that people out there are absolutely doing the best that they can with the resources that they have available to them, and realize that it's up to me to seek out the people that will be open to learning new things rather than elevating themselves above others with what they do know and being like, I'm educated and knowledgeable. I can align myself with people that I am learning, because that's what I am, and that's the people I want to surround me with, are people who are learning and always willing to learn, and not just elevating themselves above others and saying, I already know that, I know this, I know that, and I'm going to tell you how it is. I don't want to be around people like that. I want to be around people that are learning, and they will not say, I know that. They will say, well, let's prove that. Let's prove that, and then decide if we can know it and add it to what we're learning. I don't know. How do you feel about people going the extra mile in our culture? And I think there's a lack of that, and I think that setting up manufacturing overseas is something that I'm seriously looking into. How about you, Larry?
You know, might as well go with the flow. You know, that's what it boils down to. And I'd really like to see my country support disruptive technology much more than they do. It's unfortunate that they have ulterior motives, and we get a lot of lip service from our government on what they really are wanting to do for disruptive technology. And the proof's in the pudding when you look at who gets the funding for projects in alternative energy. I don't know how it happens, but somehow the money ends up going back to the hydrocarbon industry, oil and gas, when they're talking about renewable energy. It makes no sense. It's hypocritical, actually. And how that occurs, I really don't understand it. And I don't know if somebody can explain it, because I've done a lot of research on it happening. And I would really like to have somebody come on to this hangout and explain why this is happening the way it's happening, and how it's possible to be happening this way. It's really a mind blower. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole situation in a nutshell. From
So
what I've experienced.
hopefully going forward with these hangouts, we can just leave it at that, and we will update you with whatever decisions that we make as far as setting up our manufacturing overseas. We've made some definite plans together of what kind of ideas that we have thus far, and we'll keep you up to date on that. And hopefully going forward, there's not too much more call for me to be negative or stressed out in sharing the ideas that we have about disruptive technology. But the last couple of days have really just been ultra frustrating for me as a business owner, and I just feel like the place that I'm living, I just feel like my business has been stunted, like absolutely. It just feels like my government and my community has put up major roadblocks to try and stop me in my mission to like give them less expensive utilities, and I don't understand. I appreciate my utility bill and my utility services that I currently am subscribed to and that I get. I very, very much appreciate that, but I'm not really a huge fan of paying that bill every month. And I don't understand all the discouragement I'm getting from all these other people, because I hear them complaining that they don't really enjoy paying those bills either. So I don't understand why nobody is supporting our efforts to lower those bills. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And so I'm super frustrated with that. And I just want to move forward in a positive direction and hopefully start attracting more people. And I'm very, very suspecting, and I always have been. I never said it, but since the onset of these hangouts, I've been expecting that the main interest and the main push from everything that I've seen for this technology is coming from the Asian market. So that's a big part of the reason. Like, we actually had a girl that part of a magazine or some media outlet that does deal with disruptive technology, and she's in New York, and she's kind of like, well, why do you have the hangout at that time? Because it's like midnight for me at New York. Well, a big part of the reason why we selected this time slot for a hangout is because we knew when we started the hangout that a lot of the people that we're going to attract are going to be from the Asian market. And sure enough, I have been daily posting the information to participate with this hangout onto Facebook to my network, which is mainly North American people on my network, and out to my email, who is also my newsletter list is also mainly North American. And thus far, the only participant that has actually taken us up on our invitation has been Japan from India, which happens to be in Asia. So I think my instinct was right to choose a time that is during Asian business hours to have this discussion and to make it convenient for the Asian market to participate with this hangout, because from what I've seen, they are the ones that are most interested in actually seeing the technology move forward. I know in my community here and other places I've traveled around North America, a lot of people are talking about alternative disruptive technologies in the energy sector. However, most of the conversation seems to revolve around a lot of complaining, and very, very few people are talking about solutions. And the people that are talking about solutions, at least in my community, tend to put a real negative slant on things. And I don't know how many times, Larry and I have over the past few years been told that what we're doing is a waste of time, and that it won't work, and it shouldn't work, and even if it does work, nobody's going to want it or like it, or I don't understand. I just don't understand. But anyway, did you have any closing thoughts, Larry? Because I'm going to have to be taking off here soon.
I think it's important to state that this Google Hangout on disruptive technology and what we're trying to achieve here is to get these people that are common thinkers, like the mastermind factor of this hangout. People that we want to have people in this hangout that are like thinkers to us. That's the secret of a mastermind, is to have the harmony. And so we're not probably going to get anybody locally. There might be one or two people in Canada that we might be able to have that harmony with, and that would be great. You know, it would really be great to have that. But it should be stated that that's what this hangout is really intended for, is to get this harmonious group of individuals online in the hangout to create this support network and see how big it can go. You know, I think you're allowed 10 people on this. If you are just watching and not participating in this hangout, call somebody you know that might fit, that might be suitable to join in the discussion of these issues that we've been discussing so far. Because I'm sure there's other similar inventors and business people that experience these same frustrations in their country. And I really think that's important to maybe leave on that note. Like, if you understand what we're talking about, if you can connect with what we're talking about, there's no hocus pocus to any of this. This is actually based on real life experiences in our culture, our North American culture. So that's all I really want to add to it. I think that's pretty much the point we're trying to make with this hangout. Is let's get behind all these disruptive technologies together, and who knows, this Google Hangout might be able to branch out into specific disruptive technology hangouts all linked together. I think that would be a fabulous thing, especially for North Americans, because we got to catch up to the rest of the world eventually. We've fallen way far behind.
Yeah, well, there is hope, and just to close off the hangout, my biggest wish for everyone out there is that you people, all of you, start believing in yourselves, because what I've learned and what I understand is all these people that are telling me that what I'm doing is a scam, the reason that they don't believe in me and what I'm doing is because they don't believe in themselves. And I'm here to tell you that you can achieve absolutely anything and everything that your heart desires. If you put your mind to it, nothing can stop you. And my hope is for all the people out there to start believing in themselves, because I know that until that happens, there's not going to be people anywhere that are able to believe in any disruptive technology that anybody's putting out there. So definitely do whatever it is that you can. Listen to Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn or Wayne Dyer or anybody that you need to listen to, and don't listen to the people who say otherwise, so that you can fill yourself with the inspiration to know that you can achieve anything and everything that you want. And I think that if we got everyone in the world, in North America and the rest of the world, to start believing in themselves, that things would change much, much more quickly. We would all start supporting each other in a way that would just create a better form of humanity for all society to thrive and benefit from. So do what you can to build that belief in yourself, because once you build that in yourself, you can share it out there to others. Because I'm telling you that I have that belief in me, I have that belief in Larry, and I have that belief in every single one of you. Each and every person that has ever existed has had the equal amount of potential to create whatever change that they wanted to see in the world. There's greatness in each and every individual, and the only reason that you're not achieving results that are great is because you don't see the greatness that's there. And until you believe in the greatness that's there, you won't be able to achieve the things that you want. It's that whole thing, that whole mind shift and way of thinking of looking for the opportunity in every situation rather than the obstacles. So I'm going to leave with that and just say thanks to everybody for watching. Go out there and make it a great day. And if I don't see you in the future, I will see you in the pasture. Alrighty. Bye, Larry.
Bye.